Yep. Yeah, we here. Tube, what's up? Happy Monday. I'm back. Let's do it. Let's let the team in. Family, what's going on? Happy Monday. Our last Monday of the month of August. Hopefully everybody is watching this from a safe place. Had an amazing weekend. Came to Invest Fest. Learned some things. Took some things away. Let me get my brothers in here. Let's get my boys in here. Okay. Okay, wait, my brothers is here. There you go. Mr. Dunlap himself. What's going on, bro?
All right, let me know if you can hear me now. How you doing?
I hear you perfectly, my guy. What's going on with you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
It's Monday. We're gonna have to do, like they have like Easter Monday, and then they got like Cyber Monday. We're gonna have to come up with something for after Invest Fest. We gotta call it something crazy. It needs its own situation.
I agree, indeed. I agree.
And none other, my brother Shadi, what's going on? He's in Atlanta. He said, "Look, I gotta get some rest, man."
He got another haircut. Your barber gotta be rich as hell. Man.
And so he's officially reporting live from the Trap House with none other than our brother, the Wall Street Trapper. What's going on, my guy?
What's good? Brought up. I got shot in the trap, man. Pyrex dishes and triple.
Yeah, when we see the Pyrex behind, we know where it's at. We know the hey, Shadi, yo, bro, you never touched that before. Don't start that now.
Yeah, well, where the trap is at though?
Hey, they changed the life.
Hey, yo, Trap, what's going on out there, man? I gotta fly back out there.
Birds flying down South Georgia for the summer, man.
Oh man, Trap pulled out
we're
the
gonna start
duffel.
calling him Super Rich Rashad. Like Money Making Mitch, Super Rich Rashad. Let's go.
That's a fact, man. Trap pulled out the duffel and now Shadi touching Pyrex. Oh my
God. Game is changing.
Wall Street look like Shadi now. Yo, man, it's good to be back. Shout out to everybody that is here with us. Thanks you for all your prayers. The team back together, man. It feels good. It feels good. Pause.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to be here. Feeling much better.
That's a blessing.
Let's get to business.
You looking good. You're glowing. You've been exfoliating, moisturizing.
You're definitely going, bro.
I appreciate
victories will do that to you, right?
Okay.
Yo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where should we start, man? Where should we start? You know what? Let's do our official business first, and then we could talk about some things, because each one of us here were part of something that was historic. And I'm sure some of the earners that are in here right now were part of something that was super historic. And so I don't want to gloss over that. We should get into some details about that and talk about our thoughts on it, because it was historic. And I was just happy to be there. Like I said, my whole prayer was just to be in attendance with my brothers to share that moment. So to be there with y'all, it meant a whole lot. And then to see the people and to know that the lives that had been changing. A couple of people got emotional, which was made me emotional. And so, like I said, just grateful to be here. Thank you to everybody that came out.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just do this real quick. This episode of Market Mondays is brought to you by Ally Financial. Ally is an option if you're looking to bank or invest. Ally Financial is the leading digital financial service company with passionate customer service and innovative financial solutions. They are relentlessly focused on doing it right and being a trusted financial service provider of both customers and communities. So get with Ally to make the most of your money so you can save, invest, and spend on the things that matter to you. Shout out to the good people over at Ally.
Love them dearly. And I don't just say that because they sponsor the show. Great company, great team. I had them for 11 years now, I think. And they merch was fire too. So thanks for that gift package y'all sent.
Yeah, man. They involved, you know what? I saw that they involved in a lot of things I've been seeing lately. Their sponsorship game is getting pretty crazy. So shout out to Ally. Real quick, our disclaimer. Number one, do your own research. We say this every week, but more than ever, please do your own research. Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you find on our show and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. This is a good message brought to you by the good brothers at Earn Your Leisure and Trade Hover, aka Ian Dunlap, the master investor himself. Do your own research.
Yes. So before we start, let's just make some quick announcements. We got a big week this week. Shout out to Joy Taylor.
Ooh, that's legendary. Man, also I knew it. I was like, yo. Shannon, you next, but hold on, go ahead. Speaking into existence. Skip. Go ahead.
Yeah, shout out to Joy Taylor, man. If you're a sports fan, you definitely know who she is. Legendary co-host of The Herd. She was definitely with Skip and Callan and Skip and
Shannon.
A few years ago. Now she's at The Herd with Fox Sports, and it's a dope conversation because sports is a male-dominated industry. And she's a woman that's killing the game, and she's a sports broadcaster. So she has a different perspective on it. So we got into the business of sports. We got into the business of being a sports broadcaster. What does that look like? What does that look like working for networks? What does that look like negotiating deals? A bunch of different things. So shout out to Joy. She's good people. She's a great person.
Amazing. I thought I knew sports. She's different level. She's different level.
That's the homie right there, man. Shout out. That comes out tomorrow at 8:00 Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you check that out. And Thursday, me and Troy will be in Philadelphia. The kickoff to Made in America, right before Made in America starts. We're doing a live podcast with dope shows. They are dope entrepreneurs out of Philadelphia. They're like the biggest people that put on events in the city. So we're gonna be doing a live podcast with them. It's our podcast, we're hosting the podcast. That's at TLA. So if you're interested, go to dopeshowsonline.com for your tickets. Philly.
Those guys, yeah. Shout out to my guy Dre, connect with them. Y'all with the big boys.
Yeah. So if you're in Philly, South Jersey, Delaware, that whole area, we haven't got a chance to come to Philly yet. This is our first time coming to Philadelphia. So if you're around, man, check us out. We would love to see you guys, and we'd love to tap in with Philly. So once again, dopeshowsonline.com. Check us out.
Yeah, we're gonna be in a few spots in Philly, man. Shout out to my boy Spurgo. Shout out to Jalil and the team. We got family out in Philly, so we're gonna move around a little bit out there.
Shout out to Gilly and Wallow.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Big Biz.
Sean Bullard. Philly, that's like our second home, man. We got a lot of love in Philly, man. So yeah, I can't wait to touch down. All right.
That's right. The show got canceled that time, right? For the pandemic.
Yeah. We supposed to.
Yeah.
You supposed to be on that, right?
Yeah.
We supposed to have a show in Philly in like 2 days.
Shot was like, man, I don't want to cancel this show, man.
We're just gonna keep it going.
Hey, Trap, I still got them text messages like, yo, bro, we can't do this.
We even bigger though now. It's crazy how a thing that's a disaster will end up being a blessing later. So
yeah,
big fact.
Yeah, that's a fact. So all right, let's get into this. Okay, so this is going to be a different show because obviously we have a jam session. We have Ian and Trap, and I gotta say both of these gentlemen killed it at InvestFest. So thank you guys for being on InvestFest.
Yo, can we put some fires in the chat for that?
Please, if y'all want that InvestFest energy tonight.
I mean, lit up the stage. The stage. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, Trap went on Saturday. Ian went on Sunday. And shout out to everybody that was a part of InvestFest. Every single person. I don't want to name anybody. I know I'm going to forget names, but such a dope industry, such dope panels. It was just really, really dope experience. So these gentlemen were on consecutive days, and Trap actually brought Ian out on Sunday. I thought that was
so dope.
So to feed off of that, and just to Trap is family. So anytime that's not even a question. If we need him on, he's just gonna come on just off the shrimp. So we figured we would play off of that. And speaking about PayPal, so PayPal is launching a new stock trading platform, and so I got a few questions about this. But before I even go into this, you were talking about you invested in PayPal today, right?
Yeah.
So what's the why PayPal? Because we haven't really been talking about PayPal a lot. We've been talking a lot of other people, not PayPal.
So I have been saying it for maybe 18 months. I've been saying that fintech is the new way we're about to do business, right? Wireless transactions. You just saw that. Like, as investors, one of the best things you can do is just pay attention to what's going on in the world. Like, you don't have to look for the next big thing. You could just look for the industry that's becoming it. It's becoming where we're going, where we're headed at. So PayPal been around for a while, but you consistently see the business evolving, right? And so I'm like, okay, I kept saying like fintech. Now Ian says that PayPal is a new JP Morgan.
No, Square.
Square.
Oh, Square.
Yeah, but PayPal is
okay.
number two.
So I was looking at PayPal and I was like, okay, like their CEO is dope. Square gets a lot of the attention.
Mm-hmm.
Square gets a lot of the attention, but we sleep on PayPal. For me, I say people sleep on it. They have a lot of hardware in place, right? They have a lot of assets that they have. So I was like, okay. Also, I understood that Robinhood's name isn't really legit in the world like that. It's a lot of, when I look at Warren Buffett and them, they always say that you got to invest in a business with integrity, right? That's what they say. You got to invest in businesses with integrity. New investors know about Robinhood, but the integrity ain't there. But the right people not challenging Robinhood. Like when you look at M1 Finance, look at these other businesses, they're not really challenging Robinhood like that. So when I saw that PayPal was going to get into that retail trader business, remember 10 million new traders came into the market within the last year. 10 million new traders. They're not going to TD Ameritrade. They're not going to E-Trade. They're only getting a few percent because that's more for people who feel like I've been investing for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
It's more convenient. So PayPal is the next thing that I feel like can challenge them. So this morning I was like, all right, well, I had already invested in PayPal. I just put an options contract on it this morning because I already know that fintech is just an industry that's booming. Like it's booming. Like they taking over. Ian said that Square is the new Jeep. I think that PayPal is the Amazon of fintech.
That's heavy. That's heavy, Trap.
Fintech. Yeah, I think they're gonna be that, and I love it. Like I love the way Ian thinks because I'm thinking that, but I'm on the other side. So I'm like, okay, cool, right? So I feel like they'll be the Amazon of fintech because they got cash. And so what Robinhood dies at is everybody buys. People know that order flow, well, they don't know. So order flow is how brokers get paid, right? It's the transaction what they get paid for you making a deal. Now Robinhood says that they don't charge you when actually they charge the most.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know that. They think you're getting free, but Robinhood is charging you 17 cents per share.
Yeah, you just don't feel the cost actually.
They're charging you 17 cents. They're actually charging 48 cents per options contract. People don't know that. They think you're trading for free. They made 110 million of their 180 million dollars off of people trading.
So if they charge the most, why are they so popular?
Because it's convenient.
User interface?
It's convenient.
Yeah, user interface is beautiful.
Interface, the user interface. So, and when you pull up a TD Ameritrade or E-Trade's mobile app, if you aren't familiar with that, you're like, put that down. You know what I'm saying? When you get on Robinhood, you don't really know too much about investing. All you see is buy, sell. That is all you think you need to know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy. So
confetti kind of dope when you buy something too, though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool. So PayPal, I believe that PayPal have the infrastructure to come in and say, all right, let's play ball this way. And I knew the market was looking for someone to challenge them in that manner. And because I knew that, I was like, man, let me get this morning. Got it this morning, did 25 contracts, made like $6,000 today on it this morning. I'm gonna let it ride, you know.
I just breeze. Yeah, $6,000 a day. Trap, you know, what was also, not to cut you off, but what's also important, and you gave out the statistics. You said 10 million new investors have come into the market, but what is existing at PayPal is 400 million accounts right now.
Yep.
Right? And so when you look at it, it just kind of makes sense, right? If you have competitors in the fintech space, you have Square that is already trading at cryptocurrencies, and you can trade stocks, and Robinhood is already doing it. It was just a matter of time. The only thing now is that the process, because it's not like a 1, 2, 3 process. It's not like tomorrow we can just start buying stocks with PayPal. From what I'm reading, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, Ian and Trap, is they actually have to buy a broker dealer, correct?
Yeah. So they already had something in play that they were playing with called Invest PayPal. They just never pushed it. They already had it in place. Yeah. So now, again, it's like you said, they got to buy that missing piece that'll put them there. But again, they have enough money on the side. This is why we talk about investing in businesses that have cash on the side, right? That can make acquisitions. Like that's important, right? That's the quality business that me and Ian talk about. Those businesses that stand strong, right? That have that money on the side, that have those operating cash flows that can pay off debt and still be good. So they have a good cash flow that's sitting on the side, so they can make that. It won't be too hard, but it won't be right away. But I think they'll definitely be a great challenger in that space, man. And it's gonna get interesting.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say about PayPal is their customer. This is the big opportunity that they have. If their customer experience can be great, they can dominate the space. If you're a business owner and you ever dealt with PayPal, you may have had your account locked up for 1 month to 8 months.
Yes.
Now imagine if you have 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 in their trading platform and they lock your money up.
Yes.
Some of you are gonna want to go to San Fran and go to PayPal and wring the CEO's neck.
But,
so even though Robinhood does not provide a great customer experience, you are able to get your money out. And for me, PayPal, when it comes to fintech and digital payments and being able to do transactions online, they are the preeminent leader in that space. And they were like one of the first. It's very hard when people know you for one thing, then to jump into another lane and try and dominate that space. But it's smart for them to go for the land grab, try and dominate another sector of the market because they're thinking 10 years down the line and they see the competitive threat just like we do. Robinhood now has been positioned as a terrible company, especially for us, which a lot of financial companies, they made that propaganda. Like I said at InvestFest, like even when there was this big campaign around Hilfiger being racist, most of you don't know that it was another big fashion house that made that up to reposition Hilfiger and affect their sales. Go look at what Tommy Hilfiger sales were in 1996 and then go see how much money they lost after that statement came out and Hilfiger never said anything. So now PayPal has a chance to come in, do a great land grab, but the only factor we have to consider here, if they'll dominate, is if the customer experience is amazing, they can put Robinhood potentially out of business. But if it's just as bad, they won't move the needle.
Yo, Ian, real quick, Trap. Ian, you nailed it, man. Now that you're saying it, I'm actually having flashbacks of having to deal with.
Like, could you imagine?
It was crazy. I had to wait like 7 days to get a response from an email, and then call and wait on the phone for 3 hours, and then it was the call. They don't even have a callback. You know, like Verizon, we'll call you back within 45 minutes.
You'll send in the documents and still have to wait. Like, imagine you guys being like Trap doing 25 contracts. Imagine in a year you're up 85,000, and then they're like, "Well, we're just not going to give you your money."
Freeze. Go ahead, Trap. My bad.
I was just about to say, and on the flip side of that too is Robinhood customer service is trash as well. You know,
arguably, yeah.
But with the dope part, what I do think where PayPal can hold up at is, and we'll see, is we've seen Robinhood get overwhelmed and shut the whole site down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think PayPal seeing that, and it's just me looking at it from another angle.
I'm seeing the same thing. Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Them seeing it like, okay, and they know they got to fix that part with their customer service, right? And especially when you start dealing with retail traders, when you start dealing with more people, but then you already have, like Troy said, you already have 400 million active users. That's phenomenal.
That's a huge number.
And yeah, that puts them in the running. So already, it's kind of like you look at a team, you say this team has a better roster on paper, right? You look at PayPal on paper, they're the better brand ready for this. It's can they execute?
Yeah, and PayPal, if you need a great customer service experience, you probably should integrate Market Mondays into
talk to them
with the culture.
Hey, Ian, I got you.
Thank you. I know, right? We love you dearly.
So China I heard that they're banning children from playing video games more than 3 hours a week. The reason why this is interesting, we talked about video game stocks before, Hero. A lot of the video gaming culture stems from Asia. And you know, I watch a lot of these documentaries. I never forget it was a documentary I watched on I believe it was somebody in China. I'm pretty sure it was China. And the guy went blind because he was playing video. And it's different. Like their games on their phone are a lot less like complicated. It's like very like simple, like formatted games, like low level technology. But those is like huge in China. And
he went blind from playing video games.
Yeah, that actually happened.
Went blind. That's a fact. So that the video game addiction is huge, and it's also a big business. We talk about Hero, the video game ETF, Nintendo, even AMD. So what do we feel about that?
Well, so I start my daughter, like I give her an hour on the iPad, come up off the thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't take it from her, but I be like, not too much, because what happens is China understands the idea of letting something else program the kids, bro. And that's why they teach kids multiplication early. They teach them how to count from back to front. Like that's purposely done to enhance the brain. Over here, you know, we let our kids do that, to get into that. And then now they don't know nothing but the game. Like I be having to take it from my daughter. Like, yo, come up off that, man. You know what I'm saying? Then I get in there and start teaching and stuff. So I think it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
It's interesting because the words are very important, right? The key is that online gaming. It doesn't just mean gaming, right? Like I could still play my game. I just can't have that online factor. Like Trap, Shotty. I don't know, Shotty, you didn't really play video games like that, but like we come from that era where we would just play games.
Hooping all day.
He was hooping, right?
Like
that's what I'm saying. I never knew him to play a video game. I'll be honest. So, but we
game of life, man.
Oh God!
He gonna come kill it. Yeah, I knew it.
There you go.
You left yourself open for that.
He's a bar.
Oh my God, he was waiting for that. That was an alley-oop for him. But it's still. I don't think it combats the addiction piece, right? Because I could still play without being online. It's very interesting because it feels like that control. Like, and China's very big on control, right? So when they're saying that 3 hours a week, they're saying like, yo, you can only play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And if it's a public holiday, maybe. But it's also requiring like the online gaming industry to say, look, you have to create an anti-addiction format in your system. And so that affects multiple industries now, right? Because now, like what Shadi was saying, AMD, you're affecting the semiconductors, right? Because if people are not consuming and using games anymore, then the supply goes down. If people, right? So you think about companies like a Nintendo, you think of companies like a Sony, like a Microsoft, and their gaming industries. What does that do? Because China is a major part of that. And also Tencent, right? If you look at Tencent, oh my gosh, like think about what that's about to do to that company. Like they've already been bombed with regulations, and now you put this into place. This is scary times.
Yeah.
But going back to my little conspiracy theory, China's plan for global domination. If I begin to take profits from the top companies, my people already, whether out of fear or out of force, act like a small military or a small army, and I can program my children. They are preparing for their generations to be able to dominate us. And if we're going to be honest, for those of you that have traveled abroad, we're behind in terms of education, lifestyle, health, and education dramatically.
Yep.
From a parent standpoint, I think it was very poignant. You know, I love Steve Jobs dearly, but he wouldn't let his family use the iPad longer than an hour a day. And he created the thing. Now, when I was on stage walking around, like, now Sierra was chilling on the couch at InvestFest, like, posted and wouldn't move. Like, so you have to then look and see, what does Steve Jobs know about the stickiness, as they will call it, or the addiction rate of the iPad and iPhone that is not being shared publicly, that can have a tremendous impact on our kids. And let's be honest, technology does not make you smarter, it programs you more. Yeah. That's why when Pearson came on last week, he doesn't have social. I'm like, you are intelligent as hell to not get on social and get caught in that loop cycle of being drugged into everyone else's propaganda. So I think there is some control and fear-based stuff going on there, but from a parent standpoint, I think it's absolutely brilliant.
It's good it's good for the economy as well, man. For their economy, like they just understand the power of that. Like I even read something a while back that says like even that whole scroll your thumb thing, just scrolling, like that's an addictive thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's me on TikTok.
Yeah. Just,
well, you know, I had carpal tunnel syndrome. Like I was on my phone a lot. I developed two things that got me a little nervous. A bad twitch in my eye.
Yeah, that happened to me twice. Yeah.
And also, my thumb like started shaking. So I'm left-handed, so I started using my other hand because I realized that I was my thumb. I was like developing carpal tunnel syndrome in my thumb because I was using it so much on my phone.
That's an addictive thing. That I read of that, but that in itself, that scrolling. So I'm not mad at them. I'm saying I do it with my daughter. I'll be like, yo, get off that phone, yo.
Yeah.
Get off that iPad. Nah, so and it's gonna force us to be parents, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the iPad becomes the babysitter for a lot of people.
Go on that pad.
Yeah. Go get your iPad.
Yeah, straight up.
And so like China has now become the parent for the country.
Parent.
Its own country.
How are they planning on enforcing that?
So that's what I was trying to say. Like, so they're saying, look, if let's say I have a PlayStation, they're saying like, look, you have to put something in your system, your online gaming system, that will restrict people from going past an hour online. You see what I'm saying? And so that now you infecting multiple businesses by putting these things in place. And you have such a large population. You got 110 million minors in the country.
Yeah, but when they release that Madden, and if 2K finally make any improvements, and opposed to just keep re-releasing the same game, we've been playing 2K, the same one for 9 years. Ronnie, do something.
You know that they have.
God.
Take Two Interactive. I hope you're listening.
Yes, please.
A rate that says how long, like even on Facebook, they have us like when you look at listening to earnings calls, and Twitter and Netflix. They have a stat for how long the user stays on. Right, that number is monitored heavy when you're looking at like social media. So you look at SOCL, which is a social media ETF. If you go inside of that ETF and look at those social media companies, if you get inside that 10K report, there's a stat inside of them lines that says the average hourly rate or the average user rate of each person, something like that, and it tells you.
My bad. Do you know which platform has the longest user rate? I'm sure it has to be in the Facebook ecosystem, but I'm interested to see what TikTok is.
I think it's YouTube.
It may be YouTube.
Because now
really,
YouTube is a social media.
And the reason because YouTube allows those like there's people on YouTube with like the dude Ryan, like he has.
Oh my God!
You know what I'm saying?
The thing about the algorithm is that they keep you hooked. Yeah. So it's like you watch a video
and then they send you that.
They send you the recommended video and you get caught. You get caught on the YouTube web, and before you know it, you're like watching like BMF documentaries.
Shout out, dude. Yeah. And you started out on a church service.
I'm aware they got
This video has been recommended for you.
I know, right?
They got the nerve to ask you, are you still there?
Yeah. Man.
The great advantage about YouTube is that the audience always gets younger. And so most platforms, they struggle with that, right? Because they got to figure out how they engage the audience. YouTube's audience, like we know as parents, right? Like when we had our kids were very young, we were trying to learn nursery things, we put on YouTube. And so people are always going to have babies. And so they've already have a built-in strategy. Look, our audience will always get younger. And so we can always stay afloat.
That's why y'all should invest in YouTube. Hold up.
Hold up. Google.
I'm not a fan. Everything that I say is for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Yeah.
All investments, you should monetize the risk. You can't mitigate the risk. You should seek out a financial advisor. I know one by the name of Rashad.
With that fire haircut.
He can take it to glory. I can take it to the trap.
PayPal 22411. If it gets there, I'll be elated too. I want to give you a lob. How Trap gave me a lob, bringing me out on stage.
We should have brought that. We should have played that intro today, man. That was fire. Hey, can we?
Believe it or not, man, we came with that in the bag, man. That was dope. Yeah.
Can we go somewhere real quick? Because
let's do it.
You mentioned Amazon, and I don't want anybody to breeze over that. You know, that's one of the companies I'm heavily invested in. Amazon and Affirm, that partnership, right? Where now you have a payment plan company partnering with the largest retail company. Well, will be by next year the largest retail company in the world. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything else. Like that movement of pay later or running credit applications to select people to be able to pay or finance later, tied into the stickiness of the algorithm that Amazon has. It'll probably, that alone may give them a 20 or 30% bump over in stock price over the next 24 to 38 months. Because even if it, let's say the worst case scenario, it drives 8% more sales. Once you guys do the homework, I know Pearson probably already knows the answer. How much more revenue would that bring in Amazon if just that partnership brought in 8% more revenue per year? That would make a company's year.
Yeah. That
kind of growth. It's a great partnership, kind of like all us being on stage at InvestFest. I'm working on my segues.
Yeah, that was dope. Hey, the interesting part is that before the IPO, we had said affirm. We got it on our watch list, put it on your watch list, and now to see them to partner with Amazon, which we obviously love.
Crazy out here.
It's amazing. And hey, the installment payments start so low. It's not like you have to have something that's $400. I think it starts if something's $50 or over, you can have installment payments on it. Yeah. Amazon, I mean, they different.
Now, and also you gotta ask yourself, this is what I love about it. So Amazon is literally like my favorite company next to Chipotle, But what happens is what people fail to realize too is like Amazon Web Services, they're breadwinner. So when you add pay, the pay later to the retail part of it, it's an easy grant.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
Yeah, that's easy. Like that now, like, man, that's sick. You know what I'm saying?
Especially on the electronic side, and
people don't like to pay now. They want to pay later anyway. You just now put them in. You put them on a pay later with the people have also bought this. It's over with for you.
With the retail stores that they've also acquired. So now you'll be able to pay later, get it shipped to you in a couple hours, or go pick it up same day and if you have Prime, it'll be one click.
Nah, yeah. That's what we got to also look at as I want us to realize how the game is evolving, how every company is evolving technology, whether it's, I talked about software, I talked about, chip plans, but just look at how software is evolving. Like, that's what we got to look at. When we talk about fintech, that's another software. Like, we look at that. You don't got to chase the next nothing. The things that are in front of us right now haven't peaked. They're still growing. There's so much growth in the companies that we're looking at right now. Like, you don't got to go chase the next nothing. People like Amazon, people like Facebook, like no one has acquired more businesses than Facebook over the last 3 years. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, the companies that are right in our face are growing at a tremendous rate, yo. Like, look at that. Look at that.
Stay focused. Look.
You don't got to go try to chase the next nothing. The thing that we're looking at, right? Like, we're in that phase of the world where this is the first phase of that evolution. You know what I'm saying? This is the first, like, we're not deep into it. We're still at the grassroots part of that evolution, y'all.
Yeah, this is like 99 in tech for fintech right now.
Exactly. Right there. You don't got to look for the next nothing. The new things are still like Amazon is just getting the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just getting it. PayPal just getting it. Square just getting it. These people are just getting the ball rolling. Yo. You don't have to go look for the next nothing, yo.
Yeah, same in the music industry. People are like, who's the new Drake? I'm like, Aubrey. There's no new.
Certified Lover Boy this Friday.
You better put out Certified Lover Boy and enjoy. You cannot fight the behemoths. Please do not do it. Amazon $29.8307 is a good price. Red Panda family, if you up from the price that I gave you a couple months ago, put Red Panda in chat. And earners, I want y'all to kill this. $29.8307. Amazon. Them a lot of pregnant emojis he had on that album. You have to have your money back. Oh, did y'all make that many InvestFest babies? Let me know. Let's do a checkup report and see. Was y'all good or bad?
I think he just dropped.
Yeah. Donda just came out yesterday. So I got both of them up today. I got Drake and I got
I see.
Blessings to both our brothers. Yeah. Blessings to both our brothers.
Shout out to Drake, shout out to Kanye. Okay, so let's talk about this. 10% pullback in the market. Is that something that we think could potentially come soon?
So,
hey Trap, before you start, I just want to I want everybody, because everybody on this in here right now, and us four for sure, we remember this time last year. We remember this time last year. I'll never forget it. It was like, yo, we was like, man, this is going great. And then August 30th through September 2nd happened. And it was a nightmare.
Scotty called me like, man, this ain't it.
I knew Tech was gonna pull it back. I'm like, bro. I swear
I was like, damn, Shotty, you put that energy out there.
Yeah.
Shotty was like, man, like the crazy part is he had been saying that like 2 weeks. Trap.
Yeah.
You don't feel right.
Yeah.
I'm like, Shotty, be good, man. Like if it happened, not trap. You just don't feel
Did
right.
I get the text? What you think about AMD? I'm like, bro, I promise you, I will fly out there and drop a check off if it don't work. Like, you gotta just ride the storm.
Bottoms up. Shotty called it. I knew it, bro. I just knew it.
Yep.
You knew it.
Hey, we still had the text messages, and I was like, look, man, our seatbelts got to be on.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Bam. That he almost lost it, but we got him back. But it was interesting time. So like I'm more aware now of watching these things, because I feel like we fell asleep at the wheel a little bit. I'll be honest. We fell asleep at the wheel a little bit. We stopped watching the things, the indicators that would have told us that this was coming.
Yes.
Y'all can just text me, man. And crystal ball glowing. There's hella charged in Atlanta. I mean, a 10% pullback could come, but the thing I want to tell you guys right now, set your marker for everything that you like and put an alert when it does drop 10%, and that could be a potential buy area. This is the issue I always said about focusing on the Big Short more than Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna say Rashad, right? I want you guys to focus on the pullbacks as opportunity and opposed to thinking about crashes as fear. Because look where the market went from September 2nd last year to now.
Mm-hmm.
And I said this at InvestFest, when most people are terrified when the market drops, I'm like, dear Heavenly Father of Nazareth, I appreciate you so much for this blessing you're about to bestow upon me.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn when winter is coming that pretty soon you're going to be able to shine and things are going to spring and blossom. Everyone wants to invest at the apex of the summer. And when things cool down, you're like, damn, I messed up. Please stop buying at highs. And when these crashes happen, you have to be incredibly happy.
Yeah, I think you know what it was. A lot of, I mean, obviously it was the pandemic, so we got a lot of new investors, and so that they had that ride going all the way up, and it was the first time that they experienced something like that.
Yeah,
and so a lot of people got nervous, they got apprehensions, a lot of fear crept in. But like you said, if you had stayed patient, and I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned and had to learn, right, even prior to this. But patience is the key. Yeah. Like fearlessness, patience is the key. Because if we had just stayed the course, stayed patient, stuck to the script, like you said, look where it's at from last September
right now
to now.
Hey, triple our network in the drought. Right?
Saying, what a trap is that?
Triple out. We way wet.
Shout out to my Red Panda family. And the thing is, too, when you're over leveraged in trades opposed to long-term investing, you're going to get hurt a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I know the long-term investing thing is not sexy.
It ain't.
You know what happens when you invest long-term? It's the same thing with Mayweather. Oh, he fights boring. He doesn't have any knockouts. 50-0
every time.
Anyone who's invested in the things that I've told them to over the last couple years, you're like, what drop in September?
Mm-hmm.
I'm up 300%. That's why when I was like, yo, if I made y'all money go crazy, like I can feel it in my chest. Like I love y'all who were there in attendance. Like you have to begin to look to put 90% of your money long-term, 10% in the trades, and it's an equation that will work forever for you.
It's crazy you say that because that's literally mine. It's 85, 15.
15, see?
Yeah, it's 85, 15.
Yeah.
And but the dope part is, so his coming, so August and September are always the worst 2 months in the market.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
August and September are the worst 2 months. So if we know that, we understand what they probably didn't know, but if we know that, then you already like, okay, let me load the clip. That's something I tell the traveler.
Yeah.
Like, the clip loader.
But and I'll say worse for who? People that invest in wrong. August is my birthday.
Right.
I'm like, this is a present for me.
Great cherry.
Yeah.
Great to put that on
Yeah,
top.
and Trap. Can you tell them why? Can you tell them why that September is the worst month, traditionally the worst month historically?
So they have a few things go on in September, whereas First, I think that people still have. I think 9/11 also plays a part in that too. Let me say that. Right. I think that also
psychological thing, yeah.
Psychological thing too. But also you have a lot of things that expire in that moment. You have the last quarter is coming into the year. Like you have a lot of regulations going on that turn around in that moment. So you have a few things that's going on in that moment that make retail fail, that make big institutions back up. Also, we got to look at rebalancing that's happening.
Yes.
When rebalancing start to happen, when institutional rebalancing starting to happen, that's going to make the market swing heavy, right? And so we look at that, we can look into something called the hedge fund VIP list, right? So if you look at the hedge fund VIP list, it'll give you the top 50 most heavily invested stocks of that quarter. Goldman Sachs put it out every quarter. If you typically look at before September, those companies, those will be hit the hardest. Those will be hit the hardest. You could take that thing, do what you want to do with it, right? If you could look at that hedge fund VIP list,
that's a hell of a gem.
You feel me? Them top 15, they're gonna be hit the hardest. Why? Because that's where the rebalancing comes from. Also, we got to understand this, like, if we look at the biggest companies that hedge funds are in, all they're gonna do is take their money, sit on the sideline, and then re-enter again. That's all going on. So while you're panicking, like, you should be just doubling down. You can look at your 120-day moving average. You can look at that. That can be an indicator you use. That's going to give you 10% out the gate. If it gets below that, that's a time to lick. You can look at that 200 day. If it gets below that, you can really load the boat, right? Those are two things you can definitely look at on your journey, and those keep you from panicking, y'all.
Yeah, and you know what? Quadruple witching is also in September. So like right in the middle of the month, you got a lot of contracts expiring in the options market. So
because if you have a quarter, like, you have two types of students: the ones who do their homework in the beginning of the school year, and the ones who cram the last 3 weeks. Now, when I was getting on punishment and my dad was whooping me for not doing my homework early on, I was cramming at the end, right? So why would you want to buy in September when there's a fresh quarter? October, November, December. That's what the rebalancing is. I'm not going to add any positions, because by the time you get to that last month, you should be up already. If you're waiting to the fourth quarter and going to like, well, I'm gonna turn it on in playoff mode, you're going to get knocked out. That does not exist. Wait for October and use August and September to begin to put in some positions, and then October you'll have the Christmas rally in December. January, boom.
Never
slide back in February. Buy, and then go look at the report to see what normally happens in terms of the Fed in March and why the market usually booms in March. You'll be good.
In every quiet winter, you're gonna see that. So that third week of September, like, you can just be ready. You know what I'm saying? Those 5 to 7 days after that, be ready. Like, those opportunities. The one thing we do know about the market is it's gonna keep doing the same thing over and over. Like I said, that investor re-rocking, right? It's gonna keep doing the same things. What happens is, when the new people get in the game, they've never seen the old things happen before.
There it is.
Right? You feel what I'm saying? So the old people don't see it already. The OGs, we sitting like, oh, what's that time again? It's just like me sitting back waiting for the 1st and 15th, y'all. Like, I know it's
yeah, and that's where experience comes in. And that's why I say mastering one move or two moves over and over again. And that's why I ask, like, you guys have to realize, even in the show and the theatrics that we do for entertainment, we're all conservative investors. So if you master one or two moves, you can be, and I say this to everybody in Dream Team all the time, I beat a lot of people just by not being overactive. Some of you take too many trades where you're like, well, I did 28 option trades, but I got 2 shares of, I'm like, why? Well, I thought I was going to get 900% on all of them and never have to invest. I'm like, bro, if it was that easy, Elon, Mark Cuban, Nova, everybody would do that. It does not work. It does not work. And despite the work you see everybody here put in and everyone moving around, you got to remember, he's still an advisor. There's a reason that hedge funds don't go so heavy in one asset class, and they balance things out. But your edge is going to be the few trades that you take and the few companies that you invest in, and let the program work for you. Don't try and reinvent the wheel when the wheels are already excellent as is.
Hey, something else also happens every September, and that is the release of the Apple iPhone. Trap, I'm gonna come to you real quick, because it's one of the things that you've preached on and that's when it's gold, when everybody's digging, somebody got to sell the shovels, right? So we got to look at the accessory parts. I know Qualcomm is one of those companies that you said we should be looking into, but I don't know if everybody's seen it, but Global Star, it might have crept up everybody's nose, it's a satellite service provider, jumped 64% today. Your thoughts on that, right? Because this is something completely different. Having a satellite service now with an iPhone really means that if you don't have 4G or 5G in an area, you can still have satellite service, which is a big thing. What's your thoughts on that? And you know, I'd love to hear your perspective as well.
So even for, so I told the trappers this a while back, and it's not even that iPhone doing that. Once you start seeing people go out of space, you need to start following what's going on with that. Satellites will be becoming a big deal. Satellite manufacturers. The closest thing to the normal person would be what? The cell phone. Like it's one, like nothing that happens surprises me when you put the two and two together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, they're going out of space. What's out of space? Satellites. Cool. I need to be investing in that, because if I don't invest in that, then I do know what? Phone companies, technology companies, they're going to partner with that, right? Was like, don't be surprised if you see Tesla do something with it. Don't be surprised if, like, this is just a wave. So I'm not surprised of it at all. Yo, also another company too is Logitech. Let me put that out there. Logitech is another company that Apple is partnered with.
Well, what's the ticker for that?
I want to say LOGIN. Okay. LOGI. I think that's it. Give me a second. I think that's it.
Yeah, and Global Star is GSAT. GSAT.
Yeah, and Ian said something too that was real heavy. Yep, LOGIN.
Okay.
And Ian said something that was real heavy. Troy, let me get this while it's on my brain.
Yep, yeah.
That the reason why he can beat most people is because he don't trade much. It's the same reason why Warren Buffett made that bet to the hedge fund manager. He said, listen, I can promise you can't beat me. I bet you can't beat the market. And it's simply because hedge funds move too much. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they're keeping up with their partners, their peers, right? And so because he knew that he would move in and out so much, that's the reason why you can't beat the market. The reason why Buffett is so great, because he has mastered the art of patience. He's mastered the art of not doing much and knowing, like, letting my great companies work for me. Same thing Ian talk about, same thing I talk about. It's not sexy, y'all, but I promise you this, that will has made generational millionaires, billionaires, yo. Like, I think what happens too in the world now is I think we start treating investing like gambling.
Yep.
Right? And that has made so many people lose like how and what the machine was actually made for. It's made to print money and buy freedom. You know what I'm saying? That's what the game is made for. And when you confused about something, y'all, don't do nothing at all.
Don't do anything.
Don't do nothing. Chill.
And it may feel like what we're taking from you or holding back, but that is the blueprint. And the truth is, like, you overtrade because you haven't been disciplined in the other areas of your life. So that's why I tell business owners, it's easy to hold these positions and not worry about if they're going to fall. If you're actually running your business, or if you're creative, you're doing your primary business. The ones that don't look and don't touch it, they end up making more. Now, as far as Apple, you guys got to look to see. Let me ask you guys a question. You guys can put it in chat. Does Apple have a partnership with Google or Amazon Web Services for cloud? Google Class A has been on fire. Google Class C has been on fire. You can look there. And as far as the iPhone 13, I can make the argument. I mean, maybe we can bring it up now, but I want to start having a conversation. Is Tim Cook the greatest CEO?
Bro, I'm
of all time?
I'm gonna say he won up, bro. I keep saying this, people be mad at me. Steve Jobs is a great innovator.
Yeah.
Tim Cook is a great CEO.
Yeah.
They're different.
He's a great CEO.
Not as good as Tim Cook.
There would be no Tim Cook if it wasn't for Steve Jobs. He wouldn't have opportunity.
Okay, so I'm not saying that, but when you look at what he's done with that business since, he turned a brick into a metric.
Well, okay, yeah, like in terms of shareholder value.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ian, what's the percentage since Tim Cook's been the CEO?
Okay, let's look at this. All time value.
Bro,
Shareholders. Buffett.
Bro, I'm not saying. Listen, the book is
No,
right.
yeah. And I love Steve dearly.
Like Steve Jobs.
Yeah. This is tough. Shareholder value, number 6. What we're gonna do versus entrepreneurs. Buffett.
What was Steve? Somebody in YouTube Google this. What was Steve Jobs when Apple was listed on the stock exchange?
Mm-hmm.
What was their stock price, and what was their stock price when Steve Jobs died? Probably one of the greatest
returns. But as a person who was in it, and I love Steve. Steve to me is Tupac. Like Tupac's my favorite. That shit was volatile when you read it.
Yeah,
if you went 06, 07, 08 to 2010, God rest his soul. And I feel he still does not get enough credit. But it was volatile. Buffett, $648 billion in value. Mm-hmm. Zuckerberg, $949 billion in value created. Bezos, $1.8 trillion. I think Bezos is one of the greatest of all time. I think he's a modern day Rockefeller in e-commerce, right? Tim Cook created $2.1 trillion in value by being a better operator.
Yeah.
Like for all the Six Sigma people that focus on process, this is your victory. Like hands, and I always argue if Tesla had a Tim Cook, Tesla would be the #1 company in the world. They're not, because they don't have that and you can see it. Even if we want to go to you see it in Styles and Jada. You got a super technical person and a creative, like even with you, and like there's dynamics that you need to blend. If you just have all creatives, those are the guys with the dope albums and the beats but they sell 20,000 their first week. You need a balance of both and plan. And trust me, it hurts this almost feels like sacrilege to say this, but to create 2.1 trillion in value.
Sick, bro. That's sick. Like I've said,
like the AirPod business is destroying Netflix. Like one product. That is insane. And that was not a Jobs creation.
Let me double down.
We have to give him his credit.
Be crazy. Let me double down on that with Ian though. 2019, the iPhone declined.
Shotty said, I ain't jacking that. I don't care. I don't care what the stats are.
2019, the iPhone declined. Tim said, just take it off. Just take it off. Wearables dominated the balance.
Dominated.
Wearables, the watch, the AirPods, and home appliances dominated the balance sheet. It made 65% of the balance sheet.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, you want to take the iPhone away? Cool. The shareholders was mad, like, how you take the iPhone away? This is our #1 selling product. Tim said, chill, grasshopper.
Yeah.
The wearables in the home appliances made up 65% of the balance sheet moving forward, bro.
Yeah.
That's called.
I mean, and same thing with Nadella at Microsoft. Like, have to have the conversation. Top 10 of all time. He created $2 trillion of value since being at Microsoft. I can argue Microsoft would probably be a 1,500 if he was there from the time Gates retired. And that dead era of Ballmer was not there. Like Ballmer could have ran Microsoft into the ground doing what he was doing.
Shotty feels some kind of way about that Apple talk.
Look, that's my baby. Like, trust me.
Up, Ian.
This like me saying Daz was better than Tupac. Shout out Daz, you know I love you. Like, I ain't being funny.
Daz Dillinger?
Like, Daz don't get enough credit for all eyes on me.
Producer, not
yeah.
Like,
okay. But I'm just being real, to create that kind of value, and also the most stability. The most important thing in business, like we talked about, is credibility, and for an investor is stability. Will I be able to put, this is my true test. Can I put every dollar that I have into a company and not worry? Please put in chat. If your life was on the line and the Taliban would kill you and everybody in your family if you invested in this company, that company that you mentioned, would you sleep well at night? I've never once in life since I put money in Apple worried about, is he going to be in a scandal? Is the company going to go out of business? Is there anything morally wrong in comparison to the other Fortune 500 companies where their sales drop off? One way or another, you'll be out. We may be at Intermezzo or getting a po' boy sandwich from somewhere in Atlanta. They're going to get that 99 cent out of us for that cloud storage. We're going to lose an AirPod like I have in Linux, and I got to go replace them. the ecosystem that he has helped accelerate, one of a kind. But we can move on to the next one. I know you ain't feeling me.
Remember, YouTube, 5,600 people on the check-in right now. Don't forget to hit the like button.
Salute to that.
Hit the like button. You want to go to one more question before we go to Q&A, Troy?
Yeah, and I want to shout out the brother who dropped these off to me.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
He gonna give me some, man. That's a good dude.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I appreciate that. And I want to shout out Latanya at Prove Magazine. This is not an ad. Just keep in mind. I promise. She got a dope magazine called Prove Magazine, so you guys can check her out at provemag.com. She's dope. I don't have no affiliate, nothing. I don't got nothing coming on the back end. She didn't give me no interview coming. I just think she's a dope sister. And shout out to everyone that I met, had a chance to take a picture with, talk to. If I didn't have a chance to talk to you, take a picture, I'm sorry. I was just trying to make sure I didn't get, sick or run down or nothing like that. So, but I appreciate y'all dearly. And everyone who dropped off. So Jerry for your gifts, like every guy. And I had a chance to meet Pearson. Yeah, you guys are amazing. You guys put on a hell of an event.
Thank you. And thank you.
Y'all should have called off today, to be real, but consistency and stability. Let's be honest. How many people have y'all passed up in the last 2 years just by making sure that you're there?
Yeah. Consistency is the number one rule of success. I told that to Dave Shan. And that is 100% true. And it's something that is so underrated.
Yeah.
They don't think that it's going to be hard to show up every day until they have to show up every day.
We just talked about that, bro.
Yeah. One of those key assets in life is availability and being there. And so it don't matter, man. We get on a plane, we landing. We know Market Mondays is here. Yeah. So we're going to be there.
Yeah. Shout out to Keen Chapman while we're shouting people out. He made a dope painting for us that was amazing.
Yeah.
Yo, that might have been the most accurate. Like I was like,
he killed Jaws. Yeah.
Like, he drew that a paint like that.
Yeah.
He looked like he took that with his phone.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Y'all can go to my Instagram page and check it out.
He killed that.
It's very, very talented. I'm gonna have to commission some more artwork from him because that was dope. That was dope. And yeah, shout out to everybody that was giving gifts at Invest Fest. A lot of people was just showing love. Shout out to all the vendors. The vendors made a bag. Yeah. They made a bag, man. But it's always dope to get gifts from people, no matter what the gift is, because somebody took the time and the reason to
and yeah, that's a fact. And also the people who gave gifts, a lot of people wrote cards too. They put cards in and they personalized it. And so I read every card that I had, and obviously, man, like I said, this weekend was very emotional. But seeing the cards and seeing the impact that
and the length of what they were writing
it was incredible. They actually took time and poured a lot of thought and consideration into what they were writing. And a lot of them didn't even think that we would get it. And so the fact that we were there to actually receive it in person was pretty dope. So yeah, shout out to everybody that was there, and shout out to everybody that ran up on us, and we got some pictures together, and I called a few people's brothers and cousins, and talked to some people.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah.
it was a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, and shout out to everybody who came and got the merch for free at the booth. And thank you guys for setting the booth up. And
you want to talk about lines? You want to talk about lines?
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
We ain't got the line of the year.
That was crazy. Right there in the line. Definitely had the longest line on the Invest Fest booth section. So shout out to everybody that got it.
Yo, Shai, here's what I'll do. I'll mix both because I'll do the earnings really quickly. But in the earnings, I'll ask the question because Zoom reported today, and obviously their futures outlook was not great. And so there was a 11% pullback after hours on Zoom's call on Zoom's stock. Is Zoom's run? I don't even want to say over, but is this something we should have expected? Obviously, with everything opening up. Kids are going back to school. Some people are going back to work. Is this something that we should have expected, or what are your thoughts, guys?
What Jay say? Please do not bark up that tree. That tree will fall on you. Please, not Jay. He's not for play. Microsoft Teams is not for play. The transition in corporate. I've seen even in schools like with Xander going back to, they use Teams and Zoom, better product. But that's why I asked you guys last week, how many of you, whether you like it or not, if you've been in corporate since the 90s, the software that you usually are using is Microsoft. So they have a hold of corporate. Apple for a long time had a hold of creatives, and to a certain extent still do. And the thing, when a company goes up too fast, the decline is usually going to be as rapid. It's very hard to compete against. And they still even though GoToMeeting is great with Citrix, they have a lot of competition there, and they haven't innovated, I think, fast enough. And we've even had some issues using it on here. Microsoft is too strong of a competitor. I mean, if it gets down to 188.06, I would loathe to boat there, but anything above 300, I hate.
So I got out of it a while, maybe I think at 240. I got out of it. Once, kind of what Ian said, I heard Microsoft say they was going to fix some things, they were going to do some transitions they was going to do.
Yep.
And I just understood that most corporate structures are with Microsoft. Even though I'm on Zoom right now, right? But I just felt like Microsoft, again, is like kind of like saying, am I going to bet against Mike in game 6, game 7? Probably not.
Whoa, never a game 7.
You feel what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna bet against Mike. So kind of once Microsoft said they were gonna like fix some things, and then Zoom had like some issues, I was like, man, I'm gone because it's only a matter of time. Like I kind of just saw like, all right, can they do some things? Yeah, but like Ian said, I ain't betting. I ain't going against Microsoft. Plus, I own it. I've been in it since $89. I'm loyal to it.
So you think that Microsoft Teams is gonna be bigger than Zoom?
I think that Microsoft has a better infrastructure. Like Zoom had some visual issues they was having with people having issues with how the playbacks look. They was having security issues, some things that they still never addressed. Yeah. Right? They fixed a few things, but never fully addressed them. In the last 3 earnings calls, they still haven't truly addressed the issues.
One thing I learned is that when somebody does something full-time, even a bigger dog that does something part-time, it's not as easy to replace the person that does it full-time. So like Netflix, right? Even when Amazon got in the streaming, yeah, it hurt Netflix, but Netflix is still Netflix. I say that to say Zoom does this full-time. We're on Zoom right now.
But Amazon is not Microsoft. And we got a comment from Dan in the chat. He said he's in the enterprise space and tech. Like Zoom is called malware in a lot of enterprise. Like so now if they can partner with CrowdStrike, like Track talked about, and they can fix some of those issues, that would be a competitive threat. But it would be like having it's like when you go to those ATMs and it's like it's not a chase. It's just like, yo, use this ATM, and you like, man, if I get out $20, like my account gonna go negative because somebody's gonna scam. Like a lot of enterprises feel like if I use Zoom, I am susceptible to being attacked and data being breached.
But
so
people are also creatures of habit, and the best product doesn't always win.
That is true.
Yeah, that's very true.
I'm on a lot of video conferences calls. 90% of them are Zoom.
That's true.
So they do have problems. It might not be the best product, but
convenience.
Success loves speed.
Habit.
Success loves speed. And early adopters always have an advantage. So once you become branded, which Zoom has done a good job of branding itself. Zoom calls. It's like Band-Aid. Do a Zoom call. Never underestimate the value of somebody that corners the market early.
Now, I'm not saying they're going to go out of business or nothing, right? I'm just saying for me, I mean, I got into that like 47, rode it up to like 240. Like I understood who the other player in the game was, and I believed in that other company.
It was a great trade.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, cool. Take profits here, add over here. I'm cool.
They're probably not gonna go up the same level.
Yeah, like it went exponential growth early. So now I think it'll probably level off. And again, one of the best performing companies of the year is Microsoft. As of right now, you know what I'm saying? One of the best performing companies.
And I always want companies that go up consistent. Going back to the hoop analogy, like if a player scores 20 points and then for 2 games score 55, he's not going to. They went from 200 to 585 in no time. Like I don't think anyone thinks Zoom was as valuable as Tesla. And then the decline was very rapid. Like anytime a company grows at a multiple of 2x on the market, or the market cap grows 3x, that usually does not last. You want sustainable growth, not sensation. Now it makes it for a great trade, but for long term, if you've been holding it since last year, hoping that it's going to go up, I am sorry.
That's something you do in every investment, man. Sustainable growth.
Zoom gonna cut this. They're gonna cut this off.
That's why I say, yeah, y'all be careful, man. We've been having some technical issues, but that has ceased. So shout out to Zoom. I'm gonna give them the thank you wave real quick, and let you know that we thank you for your services.
Shotty smiling. You know when Zoom have issues, Shotty whole face change.
Oh yeah.
Never to text Shotty, fix your face, bro.
Yeah, Rashad be like,
if y'all ever see me go mute, if you ever see me go mute, I'm telling them we good, we got it, we good, we got it. Except for when Ian cut us off.
Yo, and I spazzed and was like, in meeting. I wasn't too tech Shakur that day. I was dodo.
So obviously Zoom reported after hours today, and a company that we have kept on our radar, DocuSign, will be reporting on Thursday. So that is our earnings report for this week. Appreciate you guys.
Let me say this before we go into Q&A. So if you were at InvestFest and you saw Ian's presentation, we did something special for the attendees at InvestFest. And being that, Market Mondays has a cult following, and a lot of people for a variety of different reasons might not been able to attend InvestFest. That overflow InvestFest was only for I think 6 hours. So we wanted to do it for Market Mondays as well. He hit me up, and I'm like, yeah, why not? That's just dope. So give the people on Market Mondays the same offer that the people at InvestFest got. So extended it for another 24 hours today at midnight. I believe it's over. But what the offer was 3 years of Stock Club access.
That's worth $30,000 alone. I'm just letting y'all know.
Weekly call every Monday after Market Mondays. Swing trading entries for 12 stocks. Top 10 research sites that Ian uses. Telegram channel for Stock Club and swing entries. Zoom call, 1 hour Q&A, and the ATM to use for these targets. So all of that, once again, 3 years.
Damn, that's a lot.
So the link for that, I'm gonna post the link, but the website is ianinvest.com. That is very easy to remember.
And I'm gonna say it right now. If you don't take advantage of it, so be it. But what Fat Joe say? The price isn't what it was before. What Fat Joe say?
Today's price.
The price is not the same. What Jay say? Most consistent, realest stories, and my stage show is hotter. Listen, I had y'all to the back rocking. I'll never drop on Xander. I'll never drop price again for Stock Club. Do what you want to do, and I'm gonna take the price up. So take advantage of it. But do whatever you want to do. Trading and investing has considerable risk. Please consult your advisor, like Trap said. I'm not the fiduciary.
Do what you want.
If I've made you money this year or last, please put yes in chat.
Hey, yo, when you asked that question yesterday, that room went crazy.
Right. And shout out to Trap for telling me that, I always give credit. Man, I'm gonna be real with y'all, even in terms of preparation and consistency, because I was like, I have to for me, this is like WrestleMania. I'm like, man, I got to come through and kill. I watched probably 18 hours of rap performances and stage shows. Just get it right. Watch Versus probably 20 times, right? Because that was what really inspired me. I'm like, I got to bring it. Before I went out Trap, like, no, you can't just teach. You can't just teach. Like, my dad, like, why are you hitting me in your chest like that? I'm like, he geeked for me. I'm like, okay. Got to come up with a call and response. And I want to give you your credit, and I did last night on IG, but for what you paid to learn and to invest in that education was not cheap. So for you to give me the meat of what you learned and tell me, I was already going to move and rock the crowd, but when he was like, yo, do a call and response, and because when they say it, they're going to feel it and internalize it. I appreciate the hell out of you, because most people would not have done that. So to add that element made it more dynamic, and then bringing it out like you said, we all need in this community to get along. And that's why when I be telling people like, yo, I rock with you, I love you, like, that's real. That's not no politics because we got an affiliate deal. That's real. And I hope y'all can see that on stage. But I want to tell you, thank you for adding that element, because you put some Kanye, Dr. Dre executive producing on it real quick. I was like, and like you said, we came up with 2 minutes in the back. You text your shot like, yo, let me bring him out. I'm like, that's hard, because you were supposed to be gone. I'm like,
yeah,
let's do it.
It's one of them things, man, where the storm had happened. So like everything I had, like my mind was all over the place. And, you know, being at Invest Fest kind of just, you know, it gave me another feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like to get my mind off everything that was going on with my family, with everybody. And so I hit Shot up. I was like, bro, like, let me bring Ian out. You know what I'm saying? Like, no love lost to Germany. Like, we rock with Germany hard.
Yeah, he dope.
In my mind, it was just like from one investor to another one. Like, it's kind of like this a fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing against Germany, but like this you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, let me do it. And also, I know symbolically what that looked like to the community of people.
Yeah.
Trappers in there, Red Panthers in there, Earners in there. It's all the same group of people. You know, minus, you know, again, and that's what I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, we gotta look good together.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta show up. This ain't like InvestFest wasn't just about for Trapper. It wasn't about Trapper getting on stage doing his thing. It wasn't even about Ian getting on stage doing his thing. It was about our brothers putting the event together.
Yeah.
And the people come and get an experience to make them say, yo, we don't gotta go nowhere else. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, it's like Ian. And I told you, I said, bro, like, you gotta kill it.
Yeah.
Don't go teach, bro. When you say it, they hear it. But when people say it, they feel it and they believe it. So while you teaching, keep making sure they believe it. You know what I'm saying? And so you took it, you ran with it. And so for me, it was like, all right, let me introduce him in a way that's gonna get him going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know what get me going. Like, you see, when I get to the stage, I start jumping. Like, that kid just be in me. And I said, bro, I don't know if you ever did it this big before. I ain't never did it this big before, but I done had some repetitions. So let me help you out the best way I can. Let me give you the easiest alley-oop off the glass that I can. And hopefully that's how you get it. You deep brown it, you windmill it, you
and I put it between the legs. And that's a great lesson. Like, when there is no second chance to be great.
Yep.
That's when I was like, man, I hope all this prep shows, not only in slides, but also in practice. And like, everybody like, yo, Saturday, you coming out to the event? I was in a hotel at 5 to like 2 o'clock in the morning, just rehearsing. That's why I tell you entrepreneurs, like, when you get a shot, you have to be ready to, like, and let's be real, nobody expects me to perform that well. But the preparation and going, that's why I say we have everything we need. I didn't go, and I love Tony Robbins, you guys. I didn't go look at his performances. I was like, let me go Tupac, let me go to Big, A$AP Ferg, let me go to 50 in his day, Eminem in his day, Jay in his day, Nipsey. Let me see what they did to make a show. Went back and watched verses, and I was seeing how they were moving styles. I'm like, okay, great. Let me incorporate all of that. So when you are doing things in a way that people don't normally do it, you can feel the passion, the intensity, the love, the care, and to come out with the music and have our culture in it. That's what makes it special. But for entrepreneurs, if you get some of you like, yo, what can I do to get on EYL? Can you connect me to Troy and Rashad? I'm like, be great at something first. Then the introduction is easy. Like, when I got introduced, I already had my shit down. Whether you knew me or not, my portfolio was to the moon before Doge, before AMC. But continue to get better, and when your shot come, you're good. But that was a hell of a oop you threw me though. For real. What a trap is that? What a band is that?
What a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Troy, let's get a couple questions if we can before we wrap.
Oh yeah. Let's go ahead.
Janet here?
Janet, you here?
Hey
Hi guys, I'm here.
Oh, Jan's got a
Queen
plan.
Janet.
All right, let's get to these questions. The earners are ready. So Joy Ellington, unmute yourself. We're coming to you.
Hey, well.
Hey, Joy.
Joy, how are you?
Good. So you wait, you know who I am, Ian?
Yes, I am. I'm very familiar. How are you?
Of course, right?
I
oh my God, first of all, God bless you all. Yes, the show was incredible. My son was so inspired. He is on goal right now. I didn't get to introduce him to you, Ian, but yes, he is. Y'all can't see me, can y'all?
No, we can't see you, Joy, but we can hear you perfectly.
Okay, good. So, well, I just really wanted to know, how can I contact you on a separate note, Ian? Like,
I'm Ian at Join Red Panda janet.com is the easiest way to do so. I'll get back with you within 24 to 48 hours. And then after
Okay.
Janet, the queen, gets with me, we're going to expand the customer success team at Red Panda as well. So segues, I'm working on them. I'm learning.
Okay, great. Thanks.
How
Because
can I serve you tonight, though? You have a question for us?
I don't think it should be said in front of everybody, so I just need to know that.
Okay, Joy.
Okay. What was the
Thank
biggest
you.
lesson that you learned from InvestFest? Let me do my Oprah thing.
19 Keys
Killed it.
was very life-changing to me. Everything he said and every things that I didn't know was what I was looking for, because I started feeling a little too seasoned for a lot of things that was going on. But you know, when you have 4,000 people, you got to kind of cover the newbies, the mature, all of that. So, but he was saying about augmented reality and how it's really going to be about space, not outer space technically.
Yes.
And he was like, do your research. And I immediately just started reading that night, like till my eyelids just fell. And I was like, wow, this man is amazing. I didn't even know that he was that type of guy. We was listening to him. The kids turned on the radio and I was picking them up today. And I was like, no, we hit 19 Keys YouTube. And instantly, like just out of the grace of God, the first one that came on was about how to be a man and not let your masculinity be taken by, you know, and he was talking about how these rappers are, you know, being misrepresenting what a real man is. And that's what I had in my car with me, 3 teenage men, 16, 18, and 19. And so they was like, I'm like, heads up, phones down. Like, we only gonna be in the car for 40 minutes. Let's get this knowledge. And so I'm looking and I know my life is going to be so different just from InvestFest. I love you guys.
Oh, Joy, thank you. Shout out to our brother 19 Keys for sure. Powerful,
One of the greatest
powerful.
speakers of all time.
Shout out to 19 Keys, man. That was an amazing panel with him, Jim Jones, Styles, and Kenny Burns. And 19 Keys, you know, he was talking about the future, augmented reality, spatial reality. You know,
Yeah, if you ever have the privilege of talking to 19 Keys, you will walk away.
Frequency conversation.
You will walk away a better person and a higher level of thinking than you did beforehand.
Absolutely.
I mean, literally every single conversation. We had dinner with him last night. Every single time you're gonna learn something new, man, and that's very rare. And he's a special man.
Yeah, my son was there. My son is 10, and his friend was there, Kingston. Shout out to his dad, Worrell. So they was backstage running around. So my son ran up to me. He's like, "Where's 19 Keys at?" I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Why?" Because he was like, because Kingston said there's no celebrity. So I wanted to show him 19 Keys.
That's deep.
That's hard.
Yeah, that's deep. 19 is incredible. And also, you guys can go listen to the replay of the episode that we did a couple months ago as well on Market Mondays.
Oh yeah, he lit up Market Mondays. He'll be back. He'll be back too.
He'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Janet, right. Plan. Let's get another question.
All right, next question comes from Mike Dolo. Unmute yourself, please.
Mike Dolo, my man.
My guy.
Hey, yo, Mike Dolo is the #1 Market Monday supporter.
Yeah.
By far. What up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Janice, I didn't get to see you.
I wasn't there. I'm sorry. Next time.
That's why she's on camera right now.
Yeah.
Right, true.
I'm making up for it now.
Hey, it was nice meeting all y'all, everybody. You guys, like, it definitely went over my expectations of what I was expecting.
Thank you.
I'm honored, brother.
My question is for Ian. What are some things that you're researching now that you haven't spoke about, as far as like things that are like different? I mean, you don't have to answer; it's just a question.
I'll get into the non-controversial ones, but my #1 focus is asteroid mining.
It's because you see them people going out of space.
They try to leave us, man.
You're paying attention. You gotta pay attention.
They try to leave us here on Earth. Okay.
Asteroid mining.
Asteroid
in
mining.
2035 to 2040. And we'll have, it's not in the same vein, but it would be comparable to 1990 for graphic cards and computer chips. I'll say that.
Yeah,
that's my main focus for next.
Yeah, I came across it recently too. I think it was like late last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's one other resource. I mean, a brother. I talked to a brother about it at InvestFest. We also talked to him at Slush when you guys did the event. I told him I wouldn't say it in public, but there's like another material that's going to have a huge impact. But I want to keep my word and be honorable and not say that and not just be salacious. But yeah, Astro Miner is like #1 on my list.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Mike.
Astro mining. Look it up. Google Astro mining.
I'm Googling it right now.
It sounds crazy. And then Bloomberg going to be like, yo, Ian, bro, I remember when why they had to stamp it for y'all to
meet George Jetson.
Did y'all hear
His boy Elroy.
dude on CNBC today called support.com the OG of the meme stocks. I know he been listening to me. I know he been listening to me. They're starting to steal our terminology. I know they listen.
Even with the squares, the best investment since JP Morgan, and I'm like, come on, man.
It's happening.
I'll ghostwrite it for you. Just come.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Sing that.
All right, next we have Joel Nunes. Unmute yourself, please.
Yo, what's good, y'all?
What's going on, Joe?
I'm good. I just got back from InvestFest. It was a vibe. I got to take a picture with 3 out of 4, y'all. So, next time I need Troy in my flick. But it's all good.
Got you, bro.
So, I just wanted to say, honestly, the 19 Keys, Jim Jones, and Styles P panel really changed my life. I actually bought a book on blockchain right after the panel because.
What's the name of the book?
Panel, you said?
Yeah, after the panel, like in the airport.
You wrote a book?
He bought a book.
No, he bought a book. He bought a book. He ain't write one.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to write one too, though. Don't sleep.
I ain't sleeping. I know you're gonna do it.
But yeah, I bought. It's called blockchain. It's like, I don't want to give no free promo. You feel me? But I'm gonna put it in the chat. But yeah,
but if it added value to your life, let it help bless some other people tonight who may not be familiar with why you're excited about it.
All right, let me find it real quick. Oh, it's called blockchain. It's like the Harvard Business School review, something like that. Yeah, my question is to my man, the Trapper. What do you think was like the most exciting part of InvestFest for you? Since everybody know your story and all that fun stuff. So what was the most exciting part of being on a stage and talking to people and talking in front of so many people?
Seeing my daughter right there. I talk to people every day, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to downplay that at all. I love talking to people, but my daughter hasn't been to any of my speakings yet, just because of different things. You know what I'm saying? So this was the first time she got to see me in my I feel like the stage is like my element because I just got so much energy. You know what I'm saying? I got so much energy. I come out with energy. My mind be running. You know what I'm saying? So for her to be on the front row, she was with my daughter and Shadi's son. She just drive I be appreciating Nas so much because he just be chilling and she be driving Nas. You know. And it was a moment when I looked down and I saw her just looking at me with the phone. And I was just like, oh, that's my baby. You know what I'm saying? My mind just flipped. And so I remember I hopped off the stage and I was going from side to side, I was working the room. And she was, as I walked past her, she do this to the phone to me. Unlock the phone, daddy. So it locked on me. So I remember me stopping saying, okay, hold on, y'all, let me do this right quick. My energy is through the roof. I stopped to unlock the phone for her and I said, I'm a daddy first, y'all. And the crowd goes crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that was amazing for me to see my daughter in that moment. And then I remember us got home that night. She was like, well, she looks like us now, daddy. So that was just boom, okay, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So that was the most exciting thing for me. I'm gonna just keep it 100, brother.
That's my girl. That's my daddy up there.
She loves Troy.
Yeah, she adorable.
Yeah, that was my moment, brother. That was exciting for me.
That was dope for me to have my son there too.
Thanks.
Nas don't like nobody though. I was like, man, how your gaming channel? Have it good? All right, man, I'm leave you alone. Man, he too cool. He is too cool.
Yeah, man. No, that's dope. I'm glad that you got a chance to have to go.
Yeah, like that was dope. And then with everything that was going on, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, thoughts and prayers to everybody
yeah,
in New Orleans
people
and everybody in the Gulf Coast. Hurricane. What's the hurricane name?
Ida.
Yeah,
supposed to be like worse than Katrina as far as total damage. People going, you know, people just out of, like, I've been on the phone with people all day. My flight done got canceled 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, taking all that into consideration, that was a highlight for me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just that was a moment for me, man. One I'll never forget. Shout out to my bros for putting me in front of 4,000 people, man.
Hey, yo, man, that was a moment for me too, man. To see that. I remember December 9th, 2019, we was in Top Golf in a room with like 200, 300 people.
Right.
Your first time.
Yeah.
So to see this evolution,
yeah,
it was incredible, man. It really was. So shout out to you, my brother.
Thank you.
You're a tough act to go after too, to be honest.
Yeah, we had to have a lunch break after that.
Ooh, man.
And shout out to my boy Jim Jones too, man. Shout out to Keith Burns Style.
I still ain't met none of them dudes yet, but keep missing
both
them.
of them good dudes.
I keep missing them every time.
Well, shout out Capo Coin. Y'all support Jim, man, and Capo. He too innovative for y'all not to support him.
Man. He spoke very passionately about the lack of support that he has gotten from other artists in the industry. But Jim is I'm not just saying this because he comes on our platform. I'm saying this because he's actually a really great guy. And
Shotty talks good about Jim.
Nah, he's solid, super solid.
He really humble
people, bro. I'm gonna just keep it real. Shotty don't put his amen on too many people.
That's my guy.
He'll be like, he give me that.
I like, because you know what? He's so different from what you might expect.
Right.
He almost opposite.
Yeah. That's why I said he was really a nerd. Like, he's one of these guys. His persona is so tough. Right. He's always been such a tough guy. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? When you really get to know him, he's extremely intelligent. His mind is always racing. Mm-hmm. And he's just a nice guy. He's actually a good dude. So it's just interesting for me. Like, even Derek Grace, like, he's completely opposite of what you assume he is. Like, Derek Grace is an introvert. He's very quiet. He's a family man. And he doesn't really talk that much at all. Like, you see him on the internet, and you would think that he's one way.
He's just the wildest,
Yeah. So it's always good to see people personally because you get to actually see the real person, not who, they might
show up as.
I think that moment right there with Kenny Burns turned to Jim and just said, "Yo, I'm so proud of you." That was it was such a real moment because he watched this guy who was the knucklehead and in the streets, and to see his evolution. And like, I'm feeling the same. I'm like, yes, people are getting to see Jim Jones, the brilliant mind in this moment. And so for Kenny Burns to see it too and say, damn, look at this evolution. That was just so powerful to me. It was really, really
Kenny
powerful.
Still does not get his credit for what he did for Atlanta nightlife. Like, Kenny needed a whole week document. Like, that's another conversation though. Kenny a great person.
Evolution, bro.
The evolution is dope, man.
I don't know about my evolution, man. I'm evolving. I'm getting better over here, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's a different trapper now.
Yeah. You got better in every way, like better investor, calmer person. Like, but you always been helpful, but just getting more refined. And like you told me, I want to see you dress up more. When you dress up,
what are you doing?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Trapper attire quiet. Come on.
Listen,
Mike B, who had us in the custom EYL fits.
I felt some kind of way about
yo.
Hey,
what's his name?
Mike B. He was just at my house. He just left my house.
Triple your prices, bro. Listen, even when my dad came in, he like, yo, that's what a shot got on. I'm like, boy, he came with the college dropper. I'm like,
I harass
like you killed that
for Sunday. I harass like every day. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Wait till you see what we coming to Philly with. He just left my house. Wait till you see what we coming to Philly with.
Mike B.
A lot of people have been asking about the athletic wear, so we might have some limited merch.
Yeah,
they want his IG. His IG is I Bogard.
Shotty came out like
Bogard. I Bogard.
Shotty was like a stylish card, some banks on me this week. I was like, Shotty, you killing me with the gear. Like, I gotta get some more Wall Street travel, bro. You is going crazy.
But going back to reliability, you could depend on him to get it done in time, right?
Yeah.
There are some people, even some of the people doing, like, kudos to the guy who did my merch. There was so many people, like, you guys are asked for a huge opportunity to change your business, but then won't deliver. Like, when the moment comes, you have to seize that, because you may not get another moment. Like, I'm blessed to do episode 70, blessed to do market. That's why, like, every week I try and give my all, like, in person, like, give my all, and see me in a different element. I keep begging entrepreneurs, when you have a moment where there's one person, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, give your all, because God forbid you may miss the opportunity and you may end up going out of business. But kudos to Mike.
And I would be remiss if I didn't shout out Bam and Smitty and the whole merch team. Bro, when I walked into the vendor section and I saw the merch, I was blown away, because I mean, people were wearing apparel that I had never seen. Like these colors, the colors that came out for InvestFest were specifically for investors. We never had put those out. Those aren't even on the site.
And the truck, though.
Yo, man, I
felt like I was at WrestleMania. I'm like, y'all put the truck in here?
Yeah. Come on. We gotta do that. But yeah, shout out to our merch team. Shout out to the Felton family. Shout out to Ja and Kenya and the entire Felton family, Jacob, for helping out. Incredible job, y'all. Love is love. Y'all did an amazing job. Shout out to Sean too.
Shout out to Demetrius while we shouting people out. He's the driver of our truck. So yes, we got an 18-wheeler and park it inside just to create a spectacle. Why not?
No, we on Market Mondays, yo. Let me just shout my trapping team out, man.
Hey.
They held it down, man. That trap line was crazy, and they handled everything with class. You know, so shout out my team too, man.
Yeah. You know, and shout out to the Red Panda team for dealing with the craziness.
It's tough being on top. It's tough having a boot across from EYL. It's tough, but the Trapper showed up effortlessly.
Yeah.
And you know, so shout out to Trapper family. Shout out my team, man. They, you know, it's not often you get in front of 4,000 people and you don't have chaos. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of environment can test any team. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all didn't have to worry about it, because not saying y'all didn't have to worry about it, y'all team did that well till the merch wasn't an issue to stop the show. My team did so good, I was able to do, let me help Ian out. Let me go with Ian. Let me do this, whatever you need.
Yeah.
So shout out to y'all team, Mike, Bam, you know, the whole squad, Maul. Shout out to my team, shout out to Red Panda team. People that we can't do this without our team.
Yeah, I couldn't do it without y'all. Like I would have just put the boxes of merch in the front and be like, yo, y'all go get it. Like I couldn't handle it. So to everybody in the Red Panda family, I appreciate you so much for coordinating, and thank y'all for showing up and moving and selling all.
Mike, we love you, bro. And it's our brother Matt's birthday tomorrow. Shout out to him.
Oh, Matt, man, birthday.
Yo, bro, my brother stepped up, man.
Legendary.
They stepped up. Obviously, it was a crazy August. It still is a crazy August. But my brother stepped up. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Mike. And shout out to Rashad Bilal. Why you here? I'm gonna give him his flowers right in front of everybody. I text my brother. I was down in the hospital, and like I told everybody, I had been in the hospital battling COVID, and my brothers stepped up. And I text Shotty because I know the weight of this. Right, like there's certain people who won't understand this, but me and him understand this, and the weight of this was heavy, and my brother put it on his shoulders. Shout out to Matt, shout out to Mike, but I know that the weight that comes with being Earn Your Leisure, and he did it effortlessly. I told him over the text, I loved him. I'm telling him now, I love you, my brother. You have done an amazing job, my guy. So salute to you. Here's your flowers.
Appreciate it.
And you kept your poker face on, because I knew that anxiety was high.
Hey, yo, he told me.
I'm talking about the calls I was having. We gonna get
there. Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna tell straight up, man. He looked me in my eye. He came to my house to see me. He looked me in my eye. He said, "Yo, Troy, don't come, bro. I got this." Mm-hmm. And I said, "Yo, bro, I can't let you go out there like by yourself." He said, "No, don't worry about it. Don't even come." And I said, "All right, bro. I'm gonna take your advice. I'm not gonna come." Friday morning, I told him, "Bro, I gotta come." He said, "Not the best idea."
And he says it's so not the best idea.
Yeah.
But the dope part about that, I want to say this too, is like me and Shotty talked about it today. Most people don't understand what it takes to get something done.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we don't understand like what it takes to get it done.
Yeah.
A lot of times people see the finished product, but they see the product in motion, but they don't know what happens.
How much work it takes.
What happens behind that. you know what I'm saying, the phone calls, the text messages, the damn brother, and I got this, the man, you got this shit, go kill that stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever I need, whatever you need. And it goes like, that's a great thing. One, it shows who you are as a person. Shad is a strong little dude. He know he got to get done. His favorite line to me is, what can you do? You know?
Yeah.
So just, you know, just understand Shad is a good dude, man. I love him to death. Everybody, man, y'all know.
Yeah.
It's appreciated.
And real quick, man, shout out to the McDonald family. My brothers had triumphed through a lot, man, and they still battling. And so I just want to say I love y'all as well, and prayers up to y'all.
Y'all are amazing. I love y'all dearly.
Tough times right now, but you know, it's we just gotta fight through it, and that's it, man. And Troy, I don't know, I think he took the gold water because he looked a lot. I was very concerned on Monday, but by Friday, by the time he got there, he looked a lot better. But Monday, he told me he was trying to come to Invest Fest. So I'm like, are you crazy? Like,
it was. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I had to watch my mom cry because she did not want me to get on that plane. But again, and I told Trap on stage, man, like he had texted me, everybody had texted me, but he had left me voice notes, and it was just like I just kept hearing those voice notes, like, yo, bro, the world needs you, the world needs you. And I was like, every day I'm getting up, I'm walking. Every night before bed, I'm walking, doing my breathing exercise. I'm like, I gotta get there. And even though I wasn't 100%, I said, yo, somebody's gonna be waiting to meet me for the first time, and I don't want that feeling to not be there, because I would know what that would feel like if I wanted to meet somebody for the first time. And so I just wanted to meet everybody's expectation. Not that we owe anybody, but there is no Earn Your Leisure without the people, right? We built it by us for the people. And so I just wanted to be there for the people. So shout out to everybody that showed up, showed love. And yeah, man, it was a moment. No tissues, y'all. We good.
That was dope, man. I appreciate everybody, Ian, Trap, everybody that's been walking with Market Mondays for over a year now.
Yeah, I love y'all dearly.
Everybody, you know, that has been supporting EYL, everybody that has been supporting the whole financial literacy movement in general, because it is a movement that includes a lot of different people, a lot of different groups. And, you know, it's something that, you know, we really appreciate, and we move stronger together, not divided. So that's why Invest Fest, it was dope to have so many people. There was a bunch of other people that we just didn't have enough room for to have on stage, but they still came in to support anyway, regardless, even though if it wasn't on stage. There's no love lost. It's not like, you know, next time we might have a whole different lineup. That's how many people's in the space right now. So it's all love. It's all love, man.
Yeah, you know what, Shadi? That's the exciting part. That's what makes me most excited, is that how many people told me I'm gonna be up on that stage next year. And that gets me so excited, because it's like, yeah, let's do it. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's like Coachella. Like,
I can't wait. I can't wait for you to be the new person that's up there.
Headline 1 year, Rihanna headline 1 year. Like, you know what I'm saying, it's like it's a platform for, you know, you got the new up and coming entrepreneurs that's trying to, you know what I'm saying, make their name and drop their, you know, new situations. So yeah, man, it's something that, you know, it's just.
You just gave me I got an idea.
Don't say that, please. Don't. Don't.
Yeah. I got
please
some. I'm gonna text you. after.
Yeah.
And don't forget, before we leave, Philadelphia, we're doing a live podcast in Philly on Thursday. Go to dopeshowsonline.com, and it's a live podcast in TLA. I believe Nipsey, when he was like, I just sold out TLA, LMB, we the way. So I'm trying to follow in Nipsey's footsteps. We trying to sell out TLA. We're trying to sell out TLA. So come Philadelphia, come rock with us. We're gonna be in town for a live podcast. We would love to see the whole city of Philly out, and you never know who's gonna come out. We got a lot of friends in Philadelphia. So yeah, man,
it's gonna be a situation.
I already got confirmation that a lot of our biggest alumni from Philly are coming to show love. So you can do deductive reasoning on that.
I like that, Shawty.
Hey, yo, real quick, man. This episode of Market Mondays is brought to you by Ally Financial. Ally is an option if you're looking to bank or invest. Ally Financial is the leading financial digital service company with passionate customer service and innovative financial solutions. They are relentlessly focused on doing it right and being a trusted financial service provider for both customers and communities. So get with Ally to make the most of your money so you can save, invest, and spend in the things that matter to you. Shout out to the good folks at Ally, and shout out to all our Market Monday supporters. I can't. I mean, how many people walked up and said, "Yo, I watch you every Monday, Ian"? How many, man? Like 5,000?
No lie, probably 3,000 or 4,000. Like probably 3,000 or 4,000. Like a lot of people just. I mean, in every age, like 12, 16, 80, like baby, I appreciate you. I want you to stop cursing, but I love what you do on Market Mondays. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna listen to you. I got you. It was an amazing feeling. So if everyone I had a chance to meet, I appreciate you so much. Like, and thank you for giving me a chance to be able to bless you. And I know a lot of you be like, yo, you the realest. I love you. I'm just doing what Black men should have been doing. I don't think what I'm doing is special. Like I'm just giving what I wish I would have been given when I started my journey. So it's my mission to make all of us masters investors and not just me hold a title. But I love y'all dearly for all the support.
Yeah, shout out to Ryan Leslie too. He said he's gonna come on Market Monday. So that's
them returns from Bitcoin to Apple.
No, that was different. Yeah. That was different.
Shout out to Ryan Leslie, man, a true genius in the game. Oh yeah, and don't forget, IanInvest.com. That is the special offer that was made at InvestFest, which was extended for Market Mondays listeners for 24 hours only, which includes 3 years of Stock Club access, weekly calls every Monday after Market Mondays, swing trading entries for 12 stocks, top 10 research sites that Ian uses, Telegram channel for Stock Club and swing entries, Zoom call, 1 hour Zoom call Q&A, and ATM use for these targets, how they get ATM use for the targets. So 3 years of Stock Club, that pretty much is all that's really needed to be said.
My team went crazy. Like, what are you doing? Hey, y'all better take advantage of it. Because, I like premium and Balenciaga. I want to be, I had to do it for the culture. I love y'all.
Yeah, man. But yes, we love you guys. Trap, you want to say anything before we wrap up? Oh, yeah, shout out to Joy Taylor once again.
And if you're going to be amazing.
Homie, that episode comes out tomorrow. Joe Buttons, you pulled a fast one on me. We'll talk about that later.
I thought you was going to let him slide.
Well, Snow said it was just a rumor. Come on, guys. I only posted it on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. It's not,
Yo, that mural really came to life, man. That's crazy.
Mouse, you crazy.
Yo, Mouse good for that one.
Joey, man.
Star Wars Part 3? What are we going to do? That's the real verses, though. Shout out, Corey.
Sneaky sniper.
Yeah.
That guy. Gotta keep eye on that guy. Chad, you want to say anything before we finish?
I think the culture's just headed, communities are headed in a new direction. We are in a financial revolution, so you got to kill some of those old habits, got to kill that old mindset. That's what has to happen in a revolution. I think each and every one of y'all, Rashad, Troy, Ian, everybody else in this wave for just being men of integrity, right? And representing the culture in the right way. I appreciate every last one of y'all. Mm-hmm. None of us are nothing without the people. We got to get the people something to want to follow behind. So many people hit me this week, just like on each one of y'all, even people shed tears, but like, bro, you changing my life. You changed my life. You took me out the streets. You did this. Like, who's into a dude who was crying in the moment. I'm like, bro, he said we changed his life. I had to tell the dude, man, get the camera off him, bro. Like, let him have his moment.
Bro, he said he named his son Xander after
I was like, bro,
Xander.
Get the camera off the dude, bro.
Jaleel don't miss no
I was like, nah, bro. It's not even much one of those moments.
Document the process.
Yeah, I was like, get the camera off him, bro. Like, I stopped him, like, hold up, bro. Move the camera, bro. Let him have his moment. So I think each and every one of us understood at InvestFest. If we didn't understand before, we understand the people let us know what we mean to the culture. Mm-hmm. And I think for that, I just want to thank everybody for just embracing me, letting me be the trap that I am. I appreciate y'all 100%, and I'm just getting better, man.
And shout out to Janet. Who's been holding us down for a long time, and definitely Dope.
If Janet ever asks for a pay raise, I'll cover the increase. Like Janet is super like.
Watch his words, you hear me?
Yeah, we gonna hold on to
Listen.
This is being recorded.
Shawty gonna be like, remember when? Hey, we need to call real quick. Remember this? Like, damn, let me go to FedEx. My bad.
Also, man, I want to everybody, man, pray for New Orleans again, man.
Yeah.
My city, man. We going through a lot. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I'm glad Market Monday's happening today because I was in the career today kind of tripping. I'm glad Shot was like, well, let me come through. So, just pray for the city, man. We got a lot going on out there right now. It's probably gonna be like that for the next couple of weeks. So just pray for New Orleans, pray for everybody down south, man. Do that for them, young man.
Well, what can we do to help the people there? Because I know
I want to see in a minute. I'm gonna left there and look at it. Once we get, see what's going on. I'm gonna put up a fund. I'm gonna put some money together. I'm gonna drop some bread. So
we got it.
Be fun. I'm gonna do that, man. I got.
Yeah, we gotta do something for them.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that for sure. Hey, yo, we forgot one person, Shotty. I'm surprised you left him out because he was with you all week, man. Don't do that to him.
Abdullah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That guy. Oh, we also my man Paul, who held us down, security.
The OG?
Yeah.
He was not playing, bro.
OG.
I'm like, bro, what's up?
OG
was cracking a smile, and I'm like, bro.
OG.
Yeah.
He was
locked in. Jaleel was locked in every moment too.
Don't play around with Jaleel.
He's doing his job.
Don't play around with Jaleel. That's my boy.
So many people that just play a part in these type of situations, and of course, shout out to Ashley.
Shout out to Ashley, man.
Ashley Miller.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
She's a general.
She's different.
What I want to say too is, we put this event together, and it was a real big production. On a level of like a corporate event. Like John Henry came and he was like, yo, have you ever been to South by Southwest? And I'm like, nah. He was like, this is level. So this is South by Southwest level. And he was like, yo, it's amazing that you guys did it by yourself in 8 weeks. But another thing I want to highlight is that we had security there. Obviously, you got to have security. Black-owned company. We had a caterer, Black-owned company. Event planner, Black-owned woman. The AV people, Black-owned.
They're amazing.
Shout out to Steve.
Yeah.
So when you do stuff like this, and this is what I keep saying, like we gotta fully understand, peel back the layers. Like these are jobs that's created, whether it's security, whether it's maintenance, whether it's cooking, whether it's lights, camera. And it was just we in Atlanta, so it was a blessing to have an all Black everything for everything. But that's over probably 100 people that got a paycheck in that event. So that's something that we can't forget either, that when we do these type of situations, it's not just, okay, we having fun or we educating people. It's like there's a lot of people that's behind the scenes that's getting paid and it's creating a whole economy. So shout out to all of those people that I just named, Black-owned businesses that's operating at a high level. We didn't have to sacrifice any value. We didn't have to sacrifice anything and like try to get a discount. They all operated at a high level and they got the job done. And that's something that, I'm extremely proud of. So
also, not even that, just after I got off the stage, man, I went to every vendor booth. I went to every vendor booth. I patronized, bro. And how important that was because some of those people, some of those vendors have never been in that type of environment. They didn't have that many people. So you were able to, entrepreneurs, I want you to know this. Like, if you look at your business like a little business or a side hustle, that's how you would treat it, right? I saw every type of, I bought a poster from a dude. A poster of me, us, from the South 85 South.
Yep.
Like, I bought that, right? And those are people who made that investment to be a vendor. And every vendor I saw, they represented themselves with class there, right? And so we fed the economy because we've helped those businesses. I'm not saying small business. We help those businesses generate revenue, profit, income. They'll get exposure, right? Passing out their cause, meeting people. So not just giving paychecks to people, but also giving profits and revenue to businesses, right? Giving them, you never know what being at InvestFest did to a business. Somebody that probably was like, this is all I got. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that was like, yo, this all I got is to get this vendor booth and generate some revenues And that happened there as well. So that's how important it is for us to understand what we represent, not just us, but the people. Like you coming to Invest Fest, you buying that ticket, help do that, help those vendors, help, EYL and myself to understand, we can do this again. You know what I'm saying? And again, it helped us realize that. So we get the awards, we get the people, we love y'all, but I know everybody up here, me, Ian, Troy, Rashad, we appreciate y'all too, man.
And shout out to also, I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to my man, him 500,
Facts.
who came through and he spent $1,000. I think it was like a lemonade. Somebody was selling lemonade and gave him $1,000. And he was like, just for the rest of the day, just get everybody free lemonade. Brought out their whole group. I think he did that with a few different people. So that was a dope gesture. There was so many dope gestures that was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If everyone who was there tonight, please do a deep brain dump on everything that you liked and use that in your business.
Yeah.
Like if things don't go the way that you want, sometimes we can complain and be like, oh man, I wish I would have did this better. Never look at anyone else's competition. That's why I always like, and he said, this is my sparring partner. Like, thank you for pushing me to be better, Trap, without competing. That's why I'll say day one, when I first came on episode 70, like, bro, get ready for this onslaught. Post as many times a day. When you get to 10,000 followers, you're going to start getting some hate. Go harder, right? Like, so all the vendors there, take ideas that you loved. And I would go to maybe 3 trade shows a year, see what people are doing that you love, and then you can take it back to Invest Fest next year, other events, and then you can dominate. Even me, that was like my first time doing merchandise. So I was like, I want to give back to you guys. I was like, let me give all mine away. I didn't sell one thing at that booth. There was no upsell. I'm like, let me give everything away. Maybe you may not give away everything, but maybe your first day you can give away one item every hour or do a raffle. There's a lot that you can do to draw people in. And that's one thing when I was talking to Matty J, and we talked about it, and I finally had a chance to meet him, and he was like, yeah, I use this, the fancy stuff, to bring the customers in. Matty J, another person, like you would think he humble as hell. I'm like, man, how are things going with you? Like him and his wife was at the party vibing, having a great time. That's dope to see. Like you and your queen working together, hustling together, like, and loving each other. And like some dudes that have a wife and then like sneak off and be, they was in a club hugged up, dancing with each other. I'm like, dang, this is dope. And it's doper when you build together. So use the ideas that you've seen. And even with me, like, I know people thought I was going to be bland and boring, and I switched it up. And so if you overexcited, maybe you can be a little bit more mellow. Like use every idea that you see and execute in your business.
Ladies and gentlemen, may your neighbors respect you, trouble neglect you, angels protect you, and heaven accept you. It's been a real one. Yeah. We are out of here. Love is love.
Philly.
We'll see y'all next Monday. Thursday, we see y'all Philly. Market Monies, we see y'all next Monday. Trap,
love y'all.
Love is love, my guy. Ian.
Trap, I appreciate you.
Bet.